Welcome to Chapter 1 of Letter to the Uninformed. Realize how our biology guides us away from danger and towards safety in the Biology of Emotions series. Dear friend, I often felt chained and constrained with frustration when I tried to discuss my ideas about the Biology of Emotions book series with people. All of my attempts at having brainstorming discussions got stifled by people's misconceptions about the role emotions play in our lives. My frustration has motivated me to write this letter to you. I hope that it will help you and the people in your life have wonderful conversations about the biology of emotions. I must say that even though those early conversations were frustrating, I am grateful for them because they made me realize that talking about how emotions are rooted in biology is new for many people. Biology is the study of how living things that Biology is the study of living things that reveals the processes by which we operate. As a biologist, I regularly discuss the biological pathways and mechanisms of behaviors of living things. The pathway that emotions take is part of our human biology as well. But I realize that many people may not know about these pathways at all. For conversations to be meaningful, participants need to share an understanding of some basic concepts. Let me explain. When you play a board game, for example, you need to know the basic rules of gameplay, right? Even if you don't know all the rules, you still need to know the objective of the game. But have you ever watched toddlers play a board game? They just move the pieces around randomly. In their minds, the children are following rules and patterns, but they are not actually the rules of the game. Many people handle emotions like a toddler handles a board game. They don't know the rules of biology that allow us to use emotions for a benefit. A benefit is a desirable effect on you and your well being. Most people don't even know the reason emotions exist. So it's like playing a board game without knowing the rules or even the objective of the game. I hope by reading this, you begin to see the amazing ways in which emotions and social pathways help us navigate relationships. This could be a relationship with another person, other people, or yourself. Emotions are feelings such as joy, anger, and pride. Social pathways are the assembly of steps that people may take when interacting with other people. These interactions create situations or social hurdles for us to navigate. The word social refers to interactions with people such as family, friends, and those in our community. Navigating relationships is, in essence, evaluating interactions with people and making adjustments in how we act or think to help us increase the chance of safety and emotional closeness. The first implied question is, what is the role of our emotions in our lives? The direct and simple answer is to guide us away from danger and towards safety. Danger is potential damage or harm, the lack of boundaries to prevent hurt or neglected needs, and the lack of opportunities to grow emotional closeness. Safety is security and well being, coupled with opportunities for emotional closeness and boundaries to prevent hurt, damage, or neglected needs. That is the objective of the game, so to speak. And we see examples in the animal world. Think about the dodo bird. It had no way to get alerted about impending danger and went extinct. Geese at the park get jittery, then fly away from you to reach safety. Furthermore, a dog with rabies will approach danger and cause even more danger to others and itself. There are many other examples that show that the basic functions of our biology exist to keep us safe, and if they are missing or misapplied, the situation becomes dangerous. So much so that an animal may die or an entire species may go extinct. A species is a group of living beings that are similar enough that they are able to reproduce together. The emotions and other strategies we have move us away from danger and towards safety. We're not the only species on the planet with survival strategies. In fact, plants and animals have many survival strategies that humans do not possess. But one strategy that we have that makes us quite successful at surviving in many different situations is our ability to adapt. One thing that makes us adapt is our ability to feel and express emotions. There are also related strategies that are so common that they go unnoticed. They fly under the radar, so to speak, and very few people talk about them. These include physical sensations, needs, and social hurdles that I will discuss later in this letter. People often don't think about how big of a role relationships play in our survival as a species. Indeed, whether you realize it or not, relationships are so vital to survival that our biology has hardwired us with strategies to navigate them. Unfortunately, many people don't know about the pathway of strategies that we follow while navigating relationships. A pathway is a sequence or progression of steps in a process. Understanding this, pathways can help each of us have fulfilling relationships, or at least understand why people act or react the way they do. Why would something so common and shared by all people go unnoticed? Why wouldn't everyone know about it? One thing I've observed, and probably you have too, is that people talk about things out of the norm more than they talk about the norm. We notice shocking, abnormal things. Parents and teachers also take much more time to teach about how to deal with extenuating circumstances than they do about things innate to all. Would a fish teach their fish babies fry about the purpose of water? Would a parent teach their baby the purpose of crying? In the same way, everyone has emotions, yet few people talk about why emotions exist in the first place. The importance of emotions becomes obvious when we consider that all decisions are based on emotions. Marketers have known this for ages. All relationships are based on emotion. Therapists have known this for years. Escaping danger and seeking safety is based on emotion. Biologists have known this for a long time. In essence, our journey away from danger and towards safety is guided by emotions. Unfortunately, ignorance of the purpose of emotions is quite widespread. And this is where many conversations about emotions get derailed. People get stifled because it becomes necessary to introduce more than emotions into the conversation. You see, emotions are only one part of the pathway. This pathway is a sequence of steps that guides us away from danger and towards safety. After any event in life, we travel through a series of steps, which can happen in a flash, that lead us to a response. An event is an occurrence or something that happens. A response is a reaction or behavior that we do as a result of that event. In essence, we all need responses that are favorable to our well being and survival. Well being is having a state that you find good and desire to continue. When it comes to talking about how emotions guide us to well being in this pathway, people often get lost. Many people unknowingly go to the assumptions that they have acquired about feelings and those of others, about their feelings and those of others. They may categorize emotions as good or bad, think emotions are actions, talk about ways to stop or start emotions, or get fixated on emotions that they view as negative, like anger. When this happens, it becomes difficult to discuss the place of emotions on a larger pathway. Unfortunately, not knowing about the role of emotions in our lives puts us in a weak position as we navigate society and family. On the contrary, awareness of the purpose of emotions is empowering. Together, let's look at our innate strategies to navigate relationships. Let's place them on a pathway and see how clear it becomes and what it can do both for us and the people we love. Join me. Let's go. Learn about the pathway we all travel. In this letter, I use the words danger, safety, and probability, frequency. Danger means the threat of an unmet need, physical, emotional, or otherwise. Safety means Getting our needs met. A need is to require something that is essential or important for our well-being, and it comes from the Middle English root word nede, for peril or danger. Hence, meeting needs moves us away from danger and towards safety. It makes logical sense that our well-being depends on a high probability of getting our needs met. Probability means the chance or likelihood of an occurrence. A random coin flip gives a probability of 50% heads and 50% tails. A 50% probability of safety would be disastrous for all of us. Therefore, we have innate strategies to increase the probability of our responses taking us to safety with our needs met. Let's start piecing together this pathway. I will start with the big picture and then discuss each strategic intermediate step as shown in the pathway map. Below you can see the steps of the sensation, emotion, and need pathway that all of us travel when something happens that may affect our relationships. See if you can see this. We have sensation, emotion, and need pathway. We have an event, physical sensation, emotion, need, leading to a response that goes through our filter of boundaries and opportunities to take us away from danger and towards safety. I hope that's not mirrored on your end. So where danger is unfulfilling emotional distance and safety is fulfilling emotional closeness. The sensation, emotion, and need pathway. You've probably heard people say event plus response equals outcome, but there is more to this sequence of events. Let's look at it. There are 3 intermediate steps in this pathway of physical sensation, emotion, and need that we will discuss in this letter. Briefly, these intermediate steps increase the probability of us reaching a safe or favorable outcome, as opposed to it being a random chance. Let's begin by looking at how these steps guide us away from danger or safety. From danger to safety. How to use this information. When you have an event occur that may affect one of your relationships, consult the sensation, emotion, and need pathway. At this point, simply assess which aspects of your relationship are leading you toward fulfilling emotional closeness and which aspects are pushing you toward unfulfilling emotional distance. Then continue reading the next section. You can find the complete pathway map at the back of this book in Appendix 5, Pathways Map. See you in Chapter 2.